Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at some pretty big shifts in Saskatchewan's immigrant nominee program, the SINP.
Yeah, that's the province's main route for bringing in skilled workers, students, others to settle permanently. It's vital for their workforce.
Absolutely. And the backdrop here, the really big context, is this 50% cut to Saskatchewan's nomination spots from the federal government for 2025.
Right, a 50% reduction. That's huge. It basically limits how many people the province can nominate for PR each year. And, well, that's forcing some policy changes.
Exactly. So that's our mission today. Understand these changes, specifically around job approval letters and spousal sponsorship. What does it all mean for people looking at Saskatchewan?
Okay, yeah. Let's start with those job approval letters.
So what exactly are they? Remind us.
Okay, so a job approval letter, it's like the green light for an employer in Saskatchewan. It says, yes, you can hire a specific foreign worker through the SINP. It's step one for many businesses needing international talent.
Gotcha. And things have been a bit up and down with these lately. I heard they stopped accepting applications for a while.
That's right. Back in February 2025, they hit pause on taking new job approval forms. That was a direct result of that allocation cut we mentioned.
Okay.
But then things restarted on March 27, 2025. And here's where it gets interesting. They brought in sector prioritization.
Prioritization? How so? Which sectors?
Well, they're fast-tracking essentially job approval letters for healthcare roles, agriculture, and skilled trades positions filled by people outside Canada.
Right, makes sense. Those are always high-demand areas.
Exactly. But for other sectors, it's a different story.
Oh, like what?
Think accommodations, retail, trucking. For those industries, there's now a 25% cap on the number of job approval letters they can get.
Wow, a 25% cap. So what does that mean practically?
It means applications from those sectors are basically on hold right now, unless, more nomination spots somehow free up later. It definitely raises questions for businesses in those areas.
Yeah, that sounds like a significant hurdle if you're, say, a hotel or a trucking company needing staff. Is there a standard processing time when applications are moving?
They state about 6 weeks processing time. And employers, they still absolutely need to prove they tried hard to hire someone locally first. That part hasn't changed.
Okay. But this prioritization, it could really shape which industries see growth, couldn't it?
It certainly could. It might make it tougher for those non-priority sectors to expand quickly using the S&P.
Definitely something for businesses and potential workers to keep in mind. Okay, let's shift gears. What about spousal sponsorship? Hearing some buzz about changes there too.
Yes, big changes there as well.
Yeah.
The S&P has tightened the rules for people holding open work permits.
Yeah.
Specifically, spousal open work permits.
Tighten how and why?
The stated reasons are about reducing risks of worker exploitation and trying to improve long-term retention, making sure people stick around.
I see. So what's the actual rule change? How does it affect someone with, say, a spousal open work permit right now?
Well, as of March 2025, just having an open work permit generally won't make you eligible anymore for most S&P streams that need that job approval letter we just talked about.
Oh, okay. So that link is broken for many. That sounds like it could really impact families.
It definitely could. It adds a layer of complexity for sure.
Are there any exceptions? Any situations where an open work permit might still work?
There are a few specific ones, yes. The health talent stream, the agriculture talent stream, and also the employment offer subcategory. In those specific cases, an open permit might still qualify.
So the overall direction, the main thrust, it seems to be really zeroing in on applicants who have a very clear, direct path to long-term economic contribution.
Precisely. That seems to be the goal. But yeah, it undeniably creates some uncertainty for spouses who are already here or were planning to come via that route.
Okay, let's try to boil this down. What are the key takeaways for you listening?
Right. Well, for employers and workers, the message is kind of focus on those priority sectors: healthcare, ag, skilled trades. That seems the clearer path right now. And if you have an existing valid work permit, that's obviously helpful.
And for spouses?
For spouses on open work permits or planning to be, it's really about looking hard at those other SINP streams, the ones maybe not tied to the JAL, or seeing if those exceptions apply. And honestly, probably a good time to consult with an immigration professional.
Good advice. And it's just so important to remember the why behind this, right? These SMP changes aren't happening in a vacuum.
Not at all. They're a direct reaction to that federal cut in nomination spots. Saskatchewan's trying to balance those limits with its own very real labor needs.
A tough balancing act.
Definitely. And for anyone needing the absolute latest, most detailed info eligibility The official source is the Saskatchewan government website. That's saskatchewan.ca.
Perfect. So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe a final thought to leave you with. How do we strike that right balance in immigration policy, between filling immediate job gaps that provinces clearly have and supporting broader goals like long-term economic integration and keeping families together?
It's the perennial question, isn't it? There are rarely easy answers.
Indeed. Hopefully this discussion gave you a solid grasp of these recent significant shifts in Saskatchewan's immigration landscape based on the info out there. Keep exploring, stay informed. Thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive.